And this is Deanna from Lilla Rose, and I want to thank you for joining the Lilla Rose University tonight. We have Belinda Ellsworth with us again. We're super excited, and she's going to share how to have a style boutique in your home and give us a bunch of tips and ideas for that. So please welcome everyone, Belinda.
Well, thanks so much, Deanna. I am super excited to be here, and we're going to have a great time this evening. So the topic this evening is the successful elements of a successful style boutique. But before we get into those, I think I would just speak to what's the importance of a style boutique and what your main objectives there are, because I think that if you can really understand the full benefits of it, you're going to be so much more excited about doing them. And then we're going to teach you how to do a simple and easy one. So talking about what is the key objective of the style boutique, well, we know that there's multiple ways for you to work your business. And one of those certainly is the trade shows where you get to see a lot of people and everybody's trying the product and it's a lot of fun. And sometimes it seems like that the style boutique might be a little bit more difficult and we're not seeing as many people. But in reality, you can have a very successful style boutique. You can have as much fun or more fun because you get a more intimate setting. You actually build relationships with people and they're customers that last for a lifetime when you meet them in a real comfortable home setting. There should be fun and they should be easy and they should be and you should be able to do them all within an hour, and that is what people want when they are talking about going to a home party or home event. They want to be able to get in, they want to be able to socialize with their friends, they want to have a good time. They do want to have fun and socialize, but at the same time, they also want to have added value. So it needs to be informative. You need to bring value and showing something new that people are going to learn so that they walk away with. And they also want to have that feeling of, wow, this was so awesome. I want to share this with my friends. And that is the feeling that happens when you are at a style boutique, which then just continues to allow you to grow your customer base. Now, our main objective at a style boutique is to create desire. And if we create desire and interest while having a fun, relaxed, engaging event, my goodness, you're going to hit a home run. So let's talk about that desire for a minute. Desire for the products. If you create desire for the products, you are going to generate sales. It is that simple. And the way that you generate that desire for the product is by showing different hairstyles, by letting people try the product, by putting it in their hair, playing, having fun, making comments with each other. These are the ways that you build that desire for the product. When you show many different combinations, when you show all the different hair accessories, in addition to the flexi clip and those that match that, creating a complete look, you're going to get even higher sales. The second one is that it's your desire to create the idea of them having their own style boutique. And when you are having a fun time and everyone there is having a fun time and you involve your guests, you bring up different models, you're letting them play with their hair with each other and try it and, really try the different hairstyles, they're going to think, wow, this was a lot of fun. And that is building that desire. They're going to want to have their own boutique. And of course, when you make your job look fun and simple, you're going to be building the desire for the opportunity and people are going to be drawn to you. So really, that's our objective, but what can be our results then using those objectives? Well, our results can be higher sales. So you can walk away with some really good sales. It is not uncommon to walk away with $400, $500. And if you can learn really good combination sales strategies, you can easily do this. So you're going to get sales that evening. But more importantly, that is a customer that you are going to be able to reservice for a very long time. And I will tell you, there is a big difference from a customer who purchases from you online, a customer who purchases from you at a trade show, and a customer who spends, an hour plus with you, having fun with their friends, talking about all kinds of different things. They feel a connection to you. You build a relationship. And those are the people that are likely going to want additional products because they saw you show the different products with the other guests there. So if they couldn't afford to get everything that night, they're going to be thinking about those additional things that they want. It also is going to bring you more bookings, because when you just make random calls on the phone and say, hey, would you like to book a style boutique? People don't see that. They're not having that fun, and they're not seeing the real vision of what it could be. But when they're there in that moment and they're seeing the reaction of all the guests there, they are going to be more likely to book from that event than they will outside of the event. And then that last one, of course, I mentioned is some of the best recruit leads, sponsoring leads will come right from that event, because they get to see your job in action. They actually get to see you in a relaxed setting, and they have a much better understanding of what it would take. It is a proven fact that about 50% of people will leave a boutique thinking, wow, that looked like fun. I wonder if I could do that. 50% of the guests that attend leave thinking about your job. And so that's why these style boutiques are really so incredibly important. So what I am going to share with you this evening is I'm going to talk about these key elements, but I also want you to remember I'm teaching you, we're going to kind of transition into simple and easy and fun. That's the key, simple, easy, fun. And that is because we want all of you to feel empowered, that you can walk in and within an hour do a very successful style boutique. We want you to feel like you have the power to create a fun setting. I don't want it to be something that people feel like they're not knowledgeable enough to do a style boutique, or that the guests might find it cumbersome or not as fun as they might be able to have if it were simple and easy. So that is going to be our goal in tonight's presentation, is not only teaching you these key elements, but talking about how to make it so much fun that people want to host. The guests are going to love it. They're going to be talking about it, and they're going to want to invite you back again and again. So let's start with these these are key elements, because I've actually got 7 of them for you this evening. And the very first one, this is what we're going to cover first, is set up. So we want to get there early. And when we say early, I want you to get there about 30 minutes beforehand. Now, for some of you, it might only take you 10 minutes to get set up, or 15 minutes. And so a lot of people think, I'll just walk in about 15 minutes before and get set up because I don't really have a lot to carry in. And that is how you want it to look. You want it to look like, wow, I didn't carry a lot in. I can set up pretty easily. But you want to get there about 30 minutes beforehand, no matter what, because it's during this setup time that we find that your host will start to ask those key questions. And the first ones are, would you like me to help you set up? Sometimes it's like, oh, this is all you have? This is really simple. Wow. Now, how many nights a week do you usually do this? Or how often do you work your business? This is when our host, a lot of times, really gets to see the fullness of your job. And it is not uncommon during this setup period for them to ask those key questions that could later lead to them becoming a stylist. And so we want to get there in plenty of time to let that happen. The other thing is we want to do a proper meet and greet, or the hospitality portion of our event. And therefore, we want to get there early enough so that we're able to do that effectively. We don't want the guests, watching us carry everything in and then set up. No, we want to be completely at ease, get completely set up, and then as they're coming in, we're going to do that meet and greet. Now, before we get to that one, I just want to talk a little bit more about that setup. So, keep it simple. One of the things that you want to do is you can have some type of rack or some type of display piece that you have some of your different pieces on. You can also take little, boxes and put on the table, and then by putting a cloth over that, you can create some different height and depth. That's all we really want to do in creating this display, is that, some things are up higher than others so that everything just isn't laying flat across the table. If you have absolutely nothing at all, there's nothing wrong with it laying across the table. However, by giving it some height and creating it nice little focal points, and you can do this easily, honestly. I have just used plain boxes and then just throwing a tablecloth over the top of that, like a nice little wrinkle-proof kind of, piece of fabric, and laying it over, and you can create different heights and different pieces, and you can really just create a simple little display doing that. But the best thing is that you want to, also, if you can show off collections. So if you have something where you can, almost like a jewelry neck board, or if you have different boards where you can show, the headband, you can show the flexi clip, you can show the bobbies with that. We want to be able to show some different pieces so that people will start thinking about buying an entire collection. So the way that you set that up is also gonna, have people's eye go to a particular collection, or see everything all together as one. Some people don't even realize at first glance, like, that you have all those matching pieces. So we want to make sure that we do a nice eye-catching display. Keep it simple though. You don't want to be walking in, and you want to get there early and get it set up in plenty enough time for the guests to arrive. So number 2 is that hospitality, or the meet and greet. Now, when you do this, you really just want to mingle that room. You want to be kind of almost like one of the guests. You also want to allow your host, she's probably going to be in the kitchen getting some food out, getting some drinks out. And so if the doorbell rings and she's busy in the kitchen, I always even offer to just go answer the door myself and say, well, hi, welcome. You can introduce yourself. Another thing is to simply walk up to someone that's already arrived and in the room, shake hands with them. Now, when you shake hands with someone, you want to reach out, kind of lead in, and look someone right in the eye, smile really big, and say, hi, my name is Belinda, and you are? Well, I'm Teresa. Well, Teresa, thank you so much for coming this evening. Is this your first time at a Lilla Rose Style Boutique? You know what? It is. Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm so excited you're here. We're going to have a fun time tonight. You're going to get to play with the product. You're going to get to see some great hairstyles. You're absolutely going to have a really great time. So thanks so much for coming. And if you want to go take a quick peek at my table, please feel free to. One of the things that we hear from focus groups is people absolutely hate it when you're standing there right next to the table, like guarding it. And they feel like that they can't even kind of go take a peek before things get started. So when you give people permission to, first introduce yourself, be warm, be friendly, smile, ask them if it's their first time, let them know kind of what to expect. We're going to have fun. You're going to be so glad you came. We're going to learn a few fun hairstyles, simple and easy hairstyles this evening. And if you want to go take a peek at at my table, please feel free. So that's kind of that hospitality. Some other things that you can ask, if you don't want to just repeat yourself over and over, is ask them how they know the host. So how do you know Karen? Oh, we work together. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Where do you guys work? Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. And if you do kind of know it already by a conversation, say, now you guys work at the blah, 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 correct? And they go, yeah, I've been there about 5 years. And so if you can start to learn something about some people, this also lets you know about their possibilities of booking their own style boutique. It lets you know the possibilities. Maybe they can't stand where they work and they could be looking for something different to do. Or maybe they're saying, yeah, I've kind of always been looking. I don't quite make enough there to, we've been wanting to do this or this or this. You would be surprised at what things people just start sharing as you engage in simple conversations. So make sure that you're having those. make small talk, mingle, and just sort of become one of them. That's kind of our objective, is sort of, don't set yourself apart from the guests, but rather blend in with the guests. The next thing is your opening. I call this the transition. So in just a few minutes, we are actually going to begin the product part of the presentation, right? Where we're actually showing product, the product experience, if you will. But there's this very special time, and it's right at the beginning, as maybe people are mingling around the room, and you kind of say, okay, if I could just gather everybody together and you could take a seat, I'm just going to share a few things about our product and about Lilla Rose. So if you could just have a seat, that would be awesome. It's this transition. Now, so many people just jump right into talking about the product, and they'll start out by, hi, my name is Belinda, and I want to tell you a little bit about the history of Lilla Rose. A lot of people just really don't care. They're not there to hear a big, long presentation. They just kind of want to get on with it. They want to see the products. They want to have some fun, and they want to know what's in store for them. A lot of other people will start out by saying, hi, everyone. I'd like to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about myself and how I got involved with Lilla Rose. Now, this is great for a little bit later on in the boutique, but in that beginning, this is about them. We don't want to go and spend time talking about company history and then go and start talking about ourselves and, why we do what we do when we haven't even built any relationship with them or created any rapport or got them excited. We want to do that in this opening or this transition. So this sort of transitions us into the actual product experience. Now, here's the funny thing. A couple of people have a tendency, one of the things that people have a tendency to do, especially when they're nervous, is they add a little high pitch at the end of all their phrases. I like to refer to it often as winging it. And people will stand in front of the room, and it's not uncommon, and I've heard it 1,000 times, where they will say, hi, my name is Belinda, and I want to thank Suzanne for having the boutique this evening, and this wing, 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 and people are kind of like, oh, they're already thinking, how long is this going to take? How long are we going to be here? We want to get them excited right from the get-go. So a type of opening or transition could sound something like this. Hi, everyone. My name is Belinda. Quick show of hands. How many of you have never been to a Lilla Rose style boutique before? Great. Well, you are going to be so glad you came this evening. We are going to show you some fun, easy hairstyles that you can do simply on your own. We're going to share with you the latest trends in hair accessories, and we're going to share with you some fun customer specials so that you can take advantage of some great savings this evening. You're going to fall in love with so many incredible items that we have to show you this evening that your greatest challenge is going to be, where do I start? What do I choose? There's so much to choose from. I don't even know where to begin. If you find yourself feeling that way, ladies, honestly, the best way to take care of it is simply by having your own style boutique with your friends. They're going to love you for it. They're going to love being, having these really great products that probably most of them have never heard of or seen. And they're going to love learning all about the simple, easy ways that they can do their hair. Lilla Rose, we're about beauty within, and we're about everyday beauty so that you can be ready to go in any situation very simply for what we go with you with whatever your lifestyle is. So, the easiest and simple way is to share this with your friends having your own style boutique, and we treat our hosts very special. Most will walk away with a nice, generous shopping spree and the chance to shop at 50% off. Now, ladies, as you watch me do this style boutique this evening, you'll see that my job is pretty easy. You're going to see that it is a lot of fun. And maybe many of you are sitting in your chair tonight and you're thinking, wow, I could really use, an extra stream of income to help pay for those extras in our house. And having your own Lilla Rose business certainly is one way to do that. You get to meet a lot of great people. You get to do something fun different. And, you know, on average, you can make a really nice extra stream of income. So if anybody here tonight would like to take home some information just to take a closer look at what we're all about, please let me know and I will gladly send you home with that. With that, I would really like to thank Sarah for welcoming me into her home. Thank all of you for coming. And now I can't wait to share with you the wonderful world of Lilla Rose. That's a good opening. And we'll probably be covering more of that as we continue. This is kind of the first time I kind of want to share with you maybe, you know, a new way of doing your style boutique, but I know that we're going to spend lots of time on this. So you'll have an opportunity, this is recorded, to go back and listen to that. Now we're going to move on to the product experience. And this is where it needs to be fun. It needs to be simple. You know, we want our guests to think, wow, this was just great. And we want to get them involved. We know that the more that we get our guests involved and actually try the product, the more they're going to think it was fun and the more they're going to buy. And that is just a reality if they really fully understand, you know, how simple and easy it is to use the product. Now, one of the things that we are suggesting to make this super easy, fun, and short, because that's what people want also. They want to be engaged. They want to do some talking too, but they also want this piece of this to be pretty short. And they want to get to the actual buying or the shopping experience. So we are suggesting that you do 3 different hairstyles. And that is the pony. We are going to do the up and down. And we are going to do the, I don't know what I did with my other piece of paper. We are going to do the half up. So, and I think the half up is the same.
Tails up. Tails up.
Tails up. Thank you. I don't know what the world I did with that last little piece of paper, but anyway, that's okay. A tails up. So we're going to do the up and down. We're going to do the pony and the tails up. So I'm not going to go into a lot of explanation on how to do that. Most of you know how to do that. There's wonderful product videos on the back office for anyone that may be new and is learning how to do those. But these are 3 simple, easy hairstyles that really show off our product very nicely. And I'm going to suggest that you start with the pony. And here's why. The very first thing you can do is bring up one of your guests as kind of your person that you're going to show on. Now, the pony, because we're doing that, you know, that one style, this is a very good time to talk about sizing. You can actually take the pony and, you know, and talk about the diameter of the hair and let them know that it's in the front of the catalog there. But based on that size of that is what they're going to be choosing. And you can give them some information about sizing. This is going to be important, especially when they start kind of working with each other. So then your person that you have, you're going to show that style. You're going to put the flexi in there with that pony, but then you can also say, now let's add just a few of the other pieces. So on your person who is your model, then you can maybe add a headband to that. Then you can add a couple of bobbies. You can change the look a little bit and show how nicely that you can just do the pony by itself, but then by adding just a few other pieces, you can create a complete different look. This does 2 things. It shows the versatility of what a simple pony can really look like by just keeping it really simple. But then by adding some of the other items, it's like, wow, you can create a completely different look with this. It also builds that desire for getting more of the products. At this point, then I would say, you know, why don't you pick a buddy and why don't you practice and let them try doing the pony and let them actually experience what it feels like to put that flexi clip in their hair. Because if people can get comfortable with the product and see how simple and easy it is, plus this is going to be fun and people are going to get to practice there. They're going to get to try a little bit of the different, you know, sizing. And you could just give them just a few minutes here. This isn't going to take a really long time, but it's just going to be a few minutes for everybody to kind of have some fun with that. and practice that hairstyle on each other. Then we're going to move to our next hairstyle, and this could be either the tails up, or it could be the half up or the up and down, whichever one you want to go to next. Now, as you're talking about these hairstyles and you're showing that, you want to say things like, isn't that cute? Now let's look and add this. You're ready to walk out the door, maybe for workout, yoga class, running to your children's school. Give them some ideas of, where they would wear this hairstyle. Then you can say, now you can see by just adding this, this, and this, you're ready maybe for a night out, or you're ready for dinner, or you're ready for whatever the case may be. This, by giving them different ideas of where they would wear this hairstyle, how this would make it look, how elegant that it is, by, here, now look at how we've got this pony. Now let's take, when you take the half up and you use one of these beautiful flexies that have some of the different stones and crystals and dangles. It's like, look how beautiful and elegant that is. You are ready for an evening out, for a nice dinner, for going here. Show them what would look really nice and simple and easy for work. So as you're showing these different hairstyles and showing the different combinations, you have to put it in their mind of where they are in a day, because that allows them to see themselves in it. Yes, this would be great. Yes, I would wear this like this. Wow, I had never thought about that. Look how it completely changed the look of that. So now we're going to go with our second hairstyle. You're going to show that. Pick another model. That way we involve as many of our guests as possible. And then you are going to allow them, again, maybe like 5 minutes to practice that hairstyle with each other. And really this period of time here should be any more than like 5 to 7 minutes. Remember, we're going to try to do this entire thing within an hour, so that no one feels like, wow, that just took forever. And in fact, they won't even feel like it took an hour, because they're going to be having so much fun, laughing and saying, oh, let me try that. Oh, that looks really good. Wow, how did you do that? You're already a pro. Like, people are going to start to feel confident with this product. And when people feel confident with the product, that's going to make them want to purchase more as well as thinking, this was so much fun, I want to do this with my friends at our house, at my house. So now when you get to your third style, this is where we are going to hold off on letting them do their practicing, okay? So we're going to get to our third hairstyle. We're going to talk about it. We're going to show some of the different pieces that we can add in by changing that look. So you're going to choose yet a third model. Your host is always a good one to use in this too, because we want to treat her really special as well. So think about which one you would like to use your host as a model for. And then you are going to just say, there are so many different hairstyles. In fact, our company has some really great, on our website, our Facebook page, we have some really great videos and some really great ideas. And we're always here to be able to show you some really great fun hairstyles. These are just a few of the most common ones that we have that can take you anywhere in your day that it might take you. So then as we show that, we are going to then move to our next key element, which is our booking talk. So after we finish with our presentation, now here's why we're not going to let them practice on that third one. Because if we do it right then, you will never get them back in order to do your booking talk and your recruiting talk. So if we show the third hairstyle, we do our booking talk, we do our recruiting talk, and then we let them practice, come up to the table, have fun. I want you I'm going ahead of myself, but I want you to get a full idea of why we're doing this. Because I know when people don't understand why, they think, well, I'm not going to do it that way. But it is going to be really important, because if everybody just starts going, you will have a very difficult time bringing them back. So we are going to show that last style. Doesn't that look amazing? And then we're going to transition right into our booking talk. Now, ladies, I'm sure you have fallen in love, and I haven't even shown you everything. I'm going to give you a chance here in a minute to get up at the table and play with everything and all the samples that I have here. But I'm sure you all had a wonderful time this evening. Haven't you had fun? And I'm sure you have fallen in love with many of our beautiful items. And you're saying to yourself, wow, you know, a generous shopping spree, getting some things at 50% off, that would be fun. I think my friends would really love this. I know that none of our circle of friends has had a party like this. And, you know, having a style boutique could be a really fun way for everybody just to kind of get together, relax, and learn some great new hairstyles. And I know they'll appreciate you for that. That's why I'm encouraging, you know, each and every one of you tonight to just say yes. It's not a lot of work. It doesn't take any more time than the time you spent here. I'm going to come in. I'm going to entertain your friends. I'm going to make sure that everybody has a fun, fabulous time, and you get to sit back, relax with your friends, and at the end of the night, go shopping on me. What could honestly be better than that? So again, I'm encouraging all of you to say yes tonight. Now, I know as you watched me do, you saw that my job was a lot of fun, and it's pretty simple, pretty easy. And many of you are saying, wow, you know, an extra $600 in a month, that sure would be nice. You know, being able to do something fun and different and have a flexible schedule would be all things that I would desire. Well, ladies, but maybe many of you are feeling like, you know, but I've never been in sales. I've never done anything like this before. What if I get in? What if I don't like it? What if I'm not good at it? Well, that's what's so awesome about Lilla Rose, honestly, is they literally give you a chance to give it a try. You know, we have a very low cost investment. You usually can get that investment paid in your first to second style boutique. We have many other ways that you can work your business as well, in addition to the style boutique. And, you know, if you decide it's not for you, you can simply walk away and you've got a beautiful collection of hair accessories. But you may discover that you love it. It's a fun way to make extra money, meet new people, but you'll never know unless you give it a try. So again, if anyone would just like to take a closer look at what we're all about, take home some information, please let me know and I will gladly send you home with that. So that is our recruiting talk, which comes right after that booking talk. So our booking talk, then we move right into our sponsoring talk. Now, if you have little client information sheets, or if it's on the order form and you've passed that out ahead of time and your questions are on there, yes, I'm interested in hosting a style boutique. Yes, I'd like some information on sponsoring. When you do those two talks like that, and I did them a little bit longer, I said probably more, and you'll get to choose which of that you really like. As you practice it, you will streamline it. And then you'll say something like, so anyone wishing to host their own style boutique, please just check yes on number 3, and I'll work with you on a date that's suitable for your calendar. And then as you finish that sponsoring talk, you can say, and if anyone would just like some information to take home with them, you know, just check yes there in that little box, and I will be glad to send you home with something so you can look over in the privacy of your own home. And then that's our booking talk, it's our sponsoring talk, and then we are going to transition into the full service, the wrap up or full service checkout. This is really the shopping time. And one of the things that I like to do, now this is where, remember, we did that third hairstyle, right? So you're gonna say now, okay, ladies, what I'd love all of you to do right now, I have some catalogs here for you, but what I would love you to do is just kind of get up off of your seats, come on up to my table, and feel free to mess it up. You know, I want you to dig in. I want you guys to practice that last hairstyle that we just did. I want you to have some fun practicing with each other, and I am going to be here to help you make your selections. The best thing for you to do as they are coming up to that table is for you to stay by the table. And as people are coming up and saying, oh, this is interesting, or oh, she didn't show this, oh, you know, those are our hair sticks, or You want to just start showing maybe some different things. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Let me show you this one. You know, and it also has the matching headband as well. Maybe this is where you can also, you know, talk about how easy it is to transition some of those headpieces into, you know, a necklace, or wearing that as a bracelet or as jewelry. And so as you're standing there, this is what we call an extended show. And the reason we call it this is because the people who want to just sit down and then start ordering, in everybody's mind, the presentation, on quotes, is over. So now I'm just up at the table talking to people, and if people have questions or they want you to talk about a particular product, you can continue to do that. And other people there are going to be watching, listening, having some fun. Now, as people are doing that, then you want to make your way and mingle around the room. And you want to let everyone know, ladies, I am here. I am happy to help you write up your order if you would like. You know, if you have that ready, I'm happy to add that up for you. I also want to, now somewhere in the middle of this, you also want to talk about the customer special, but this is also a good time to go over the customer special again, just as you're kind of walking the room. Don't ever expect that you're going to say something one time and that people are going to remember it. So saying it in the middle of your boutique, now as you're mingling, reminding people of it in your boutique, this is going to be important because not everyone ever remembers. If you have a flyer of that and you have that laid out on the table, you can say, I've put the customer special on the coffee table here or the kitchen table, wherever you might be set up at, just so that people know that they can make reference to that. Then you want to mingle. Just say things like, are you finding everything okay? Did you have any questions? Could I be of any help with your selections this evening? So you want to make yourself available. This is the oddest thing that happens at these, and I know because I've done literally thousands, and that is that people won't ask for help. It is the oddest, strangest thing. And somehow by saying, now how do you work that sizing again? Or I'm a little bit confused. Where do you find this? Or I love that piece and I can't seem, they'll find a piece on your table that you've shown, and then they'll start like flipping through the catalog 5-6 times and they can't find it and they give up on it. So I need you to understand this by simply repeating yourself again and again. Are you finding everything okay? Did you have any questions? That's what I'm here for. Does anybody need help with sizing, figuring out the right size? These are the things that you just kind of want to keep walking around that room and repeating, because otherwise people simply won't ask. It's the funniest thing, but it's very true. So that's kind of this wrap up. And then as each guest is kind of ready, you want to sit down with them. And the first thing that you want to do is you want to look at what they've selected, or if they haven't selected anything and they want you to write that out. You want to be mindful of, you know, how close are they to getting that customer special by simply saying, you're so close to being able to get our customer special, which is such and such value this evening. You know, can I help you make a gift selection? These make lovely gifts for just about any age, girl or woman, any special woman in your life. And she says, oh, it is my sister's birthday coming up. Oh, this would be a lovely birthday gift. So help her with making that selection. If you look at, see, somebody has ordered maybe just the flexi clip, then that's where you want to say, now, were you interested in getting any of the pieces that go with that? You know, were you interested in getting any of the additional ones, like maybe the bobbies, which are super cute? Oh, I didn't see, were there matching ones for that? Sometimes people just miss it, and it won't be uncommon in your catalog. You have a beautiful catalog, but it's a busy catalog. And so sometimes it's very easy to miss those little details. So you want to just don't assume that they saw it and they just didn't want to order it. You know, it's probably more likely that they didn't see that there were matching bobbies to that. Or, you know, why don't I think about getting the headband that matches that? So you want to just make some nice suggestions. if people say, I think I am all set this evening, I would love to get some additional items, I'm just unable to, we know something to consider, Ashley, is hosting your own style boutique. That way you'd be able to get some of those additional items, either free or even at 50% off. Is that something you would consider? We don't ask people flat out, do you want to book? Because it's too easy for people to say no. So how would you like to book your own boutique? I think right now I'm all set. Those are people's common, go-tos. I'm all set. Oh, thanks. It's okay. I think I'm gonna pass for now. So sometimes we don't know what to do with that, right? But if you say, is that something you would consider? People go, well, possibly. I'm just so busy right now. You'll actually get an actual objection. So another way to do this in this full service checkout is if they didn't say, that they weren't able to get everything, but maybe they've ordered a lot, and you can say, you have made some wonderful selections here, Sandy. Oh my gosh, this is one of my personal favorites. Compliment people on their selections. It makes them feel more confident in their purchase. It also kind of gets them to that happy place. So then I'm going to say, did you have fun tonight, Sandy? I did. Well, would you consider hosting your own style boutique so we can have this much fun with your friends? This is the way we lead people into this. Would you consider having your own boutique? Then, as a full service checkout, after we've kind of asked everyone if they're interested in hosting or consider hosting, then we are going to say, great. So here's your total, and we're going to give them that, and then I'm going to say, so Sandy, were you interested at all in taking home some information to learn more about the Lilla Rose opportunity, either for yourself or even for a friend? I think I'm all set tonight. Okay, wonderful. Well, here's your receipt. And it was such a pleasure meeting you. And I'm gonna, if it's okay with you, I'd like to put you on my newsletter so that you can be informed of all the great specials we have coming up. I also have a VIP group on Facebook if you would be interested in that. Sure, awesome. I love nothing more than giving my good customers some really great deals. And that's the one thing I love about this company is they have great deals each and every single month for our customers. That is a full service checkout. And those are your key elements of a successful style boutique. So I hope that was helpful for you this evening. Deanna, I'm happy to take any questions if somebody wants to type in a question or any comments.
Yeah, great. Hey, ladies. Feel free to type in your questions and I'll read them off to Belinda and she can answer those for you. That was such great information. Wow. My head is so full right now. I almost wish I was a stylist so I can go and do this. Okay, we got a couple thank yous. We'll wait just a few minutes, see if some questions start coming in. But that was really complete. It was very thorough. I really liked that.
Oh, good. I always try to make it as thorough as I can.
Okay, here's one from Heidi. If they shop from the catalog, what do you do with ones no longer offered or not in the catalog? Oh, are you referring to inventory, Heidi? Like what do you do with your inventory that are no longer in the catalog? I guess that's what she means. I guess just cash and carry, right? Sell it right there on the spot.
That would be if you have things that are no longer in the catalog, but you have them with you. I guess as I said, passed out the catalog, I would say, here's our complete collection. I have a few items with me this evening that are in the catalog that you may also shop. I would probably separate those out a little bit on your display then, if you're going to do that. And then just say, these are some of the items that are not currently in the catalog, but that you can actually take with you this evening. I really want to try to encourage you, at least at these events, to make this simple so that not only you can do your event, but like other people that might be interested in the opportunity won't feel like that they have to have a ton of inventory. That's why we went with this ready set style kit, was so that people could feel confident to just come in and start making some money right away. So I would limit the amount of cash and carry that I brought to an actual style boutique, but it certainly doesn't hurt to build your collection even after you've gotten that ready set style kit, so that you have a broader collection to show.
Great, awesome, very good. Alrighty, let me go back here. I'm scrolling. A question on the booking discussion. If they give a reason no, how do you counter?
So if somebody flat out says no, you know, I'm just not interested, usually I just kind of let those go. But would you consider hosting? So most people will pause. It's the most interesting thing, and they'll say, you know, maybe I've just got so much going on. I'm so busy right now. And the best thing to do right then, I call them your 3 go-to questions in your pocket, is you want to say 3 quick questions in a row where you're going to get 3 yeses. So you're going to say, well, let me ask you, Deanna, did you have fun tonight? And she's going to say, I did. Yeah. And are there still some additional items that you would like to get?
Yes.
Yes. And do you think your friends would enjoy this experience?
Certainly would do. They will. Mm-hmm.
Well, Deanna, it sounds like it's just a matter of finding the right time out of your very busy schedule. Would you agree?
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Well, Deanna, if you were to have your own boutique, you know, what would work better for you? Would you prefer like a weekday or weekend?
Weekend works best for me.
Great. Well, we've got a couple of choices for you there. We have our fun Friday nights. This is if you have a really fun group that likes to have maybe like more of a party atmosphere. We do Saturday morning brunches, which are very popular. You get everybody over, you know, by noon they're done. You've got your whole Saturday ahead of you. Or we could do Sunday afternoon, say after church. Which one of those is more appealing to you, Deanna?
Oh, Friday night. Friday
fun night. There you go. So do you want to do it at 6:30, 7, 7:30? What do you think works better?
Well, 7 is perfect.
7's perfect. Great. Well, I've got a couple of Fridays here, Deanna, which I can offer you. And Ashley's going to get really full credit for either one of these dates, which is going to be nice for her to get a few extra goodies. But I've got the 14th or the 28th. Which one of those do you think would work better?
Oh, let's do the 28th.
Okay. So Deanna, here's what we have. The 28th at 7 o'clock, a Friday night. I promise a fun time for all of your friends, and you're going to get to do some free shopping. What do you say?
Woo!
What we're doing right there is there are 3 reasons why people don't book, really. The first one is that you never asked. So we definitely want to ask. That's why we do that full service checkout. The second reason why people don't book is the biggest reason. And that is because they simply can't make a decision. It isn't that they're not interested. It's just easier to say no than yes. But by offering people some questions and then giving them choices, if we can sort of eliminate that busyness, I'm too busy is the #1 excuse. And the reality is people are more busy in their head than they are in real life. So if we can sort of help them to narrow it down by helping them actually pick themselves, sort of narrow down that busyness, slow it down, and just say, well, what would work better, this or this? By the time they've done that and picked all 3, they will almost 80, I would say 85% of the time, they will go ahead with that date that you've just presented to them.
Awesome. Very good. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's so many questions now. Ladies, if we don't get to all of you tonight, because there are a lot of questions that came in, just email us and we can get back to you on some of these. I'm, sorry about that, but I can just tell you that there are so many in here that's going to be impossible to cover them all. So let's start with another one. What credit does current hostesses get for bookings? That's probably a question for me. Currently, our system is not set up to credit bookings. What we teach the stylists is to go ahead and create their own booking gift. I understand, and Belinda can confirm this or correct me either way, that 2 bookings is a really good goal. So if you're you're having a hostess and she's having a party, and 2 of her guests book from you, once they've had those parties, then you give that hostess her booking gifts. So you can at the party say, here's the booking gift I've created for my hostess, this beautiful hairband or whatever it is. You just take something from your inventory, maybe something you bought on clearance, it doesn't matter. Just so that there's something, some sort of incentive to her. Maybe it's a little set, or we have a really nice video in the back office that Rebecca Behrens did for us, and she's got some great ideas in that video as well. So, all right. Anything you wanted to add to that, Belinda?
No, you can always do, you know, just an additional half price item sometimes, or, but you know, probably what I would do if you're going to offer your own right now is, you know, having those sort of separated on a table, and they might be exclusives that aren't in the catalog. That would be a really good time to use any of those pieces that you have that aren't in that catalog, and say, these are some exclusive ones that aren't in the catalog, and these are, you know, Ashley tonight, who is the host, right? She, when 2 of you this evening choose to have your own boutique, Ashley's going to get to select from one of these items. So that might be another way to do it, is put it on a fun tray and put some exclusive ones that are no longer currently in the line, because that makes them really super desirable.
Great. Awesome. Okay, question about offering the customer special. They aren't available through the party portal, so would you still talk about it at home boutiques and then charge them $4 shipping instead of party shipping, and then place the order ourselves through the link? Yes, that's definitely how you want to do it. You always want to offer it. That's why it was created, for your boutiques. And that $4 shipping is always the best way to have those items shipped directly to your guest so that they get those items quickly. So I would always do it that way. Just charge them the $4, offer them the special, and you're then going to enter their order through the party link that is set up for that particular party. So your hostess gets credit, and then that order ships automatically right to your guest, and you don't have to worry about it. So it saves everyone time, and it's really $1 more, and it's so worth the $1.
Absolutely. In fact, I would just do that. I would simply say, you know, so that whatever the rate is, if for $1 more, it can be shipped directly to your home, and you don't have to worry about coming back or connecting with Ashley. So is that what you would like to do tonight? And then you can easily then, you know, ask them about the customer. Those little boxes are right there. So when they say, yes, I'd like to receive that information in a newsletter or be a VIP, you can just check that box. I would like to be informed of ongoing specials or whatever the case may be.
Great. Perfect.
And then you can just write beside of it, you know, if they say, yes, add me to your Facebook VIP, you can just write VIP right beside of it. And then now you know that she's giving you her permission so that you don't go adding people without their permission.
Great. All right. Yes, this is being recorded. There's some people asking about that. And somebody's asking if they should bring their laptop or tablet to place their orders right there during the checkout process.
You know, some people are very successful with that. And I'm going to share with you my observations on this. So, of course, when I did all of my parties, that was not available. So I can't say to you from experience, like yes or no, or I wouldn't, but I will say this. So I've been to parties where they're doing everybody's order that way, and it can sometimes take longer, and it gets cumbersome, and then other people leave because they can't wait. And so I would say that you have to watch your crowd. If you've got a pretty big crowd, I probably would opt out of that, at least right in the beginning of doing that, because it takes so much more time. Or if you're going to do it that way, I would certainly say, is there anyone that's in a hurry to go this evening, because I will be happy to do your order first. So if you're going to do that, there's just a couple of, you know, you have to be smart and you have to watch your room, because the last thing that you want is your customers leaving without purchasing anything. And I went to a party not too terribly long ago, and the lady was doing it all on that, and then she was having some issues, and I watched people walk right out the door. So I've seen it be very successful, because you've got less work to do when you get home too. I think the smaller the group, sometimes the easier it is to do that. But I certainly, if you're going to do that, I would ask who needs to leave first.
Great. Great advice. Great. Okay. Let's see. Referring back to bookings and asking the question, you know, whether they're, you know, interested in more products and that, and having any interest at all. This one gal is saying that people are finding that they're concerned about their house, getting snacks. So she's saying, is it a good idea to offer to have the boutique in your own home and have them invite their guests to your home? They can all come over into your home, so it saves them from having to worry about that.
Okay, so we're kind of going down a rabbit hole here, but we'll go. I've never offered up my home ever, and not because it wasn't a nice home or because I didn't want to. I feel that most people, you know, really won't do it. Actually, I did offer it up one time, and then they were going to do that, and they ended up doing it, and we'll just do it here. It's kind of just an excuse. Some people, what is so great is if you say, oh, my house is really small, you know, say that's what's so awesome about this product. It takes up no space at all. We can utilize whatever area that you have. We can simply display this on the kitchen table if you'd like. Everybody usually has a kitchen table of some kind. You just have to make people feel comfortable. A lot of times why they say that is because they might be comparing it to the place that they're in. Now, in some very unique occasions, I used to do once a month, and I didn't do it at my home though. I did it like either we've used libraries that have little meeting rooms for very inexpensive. We've used different community centers, used churches where we would do multiple hosts in a single evening by saying, if somebody said, I don't have enough room, I would say, oh, well, on the third Thursday of the month, we do a group host event, at the community center. Would you be interested in bringing your guests there? And I have found that people are more interested in that. And that can be another whole training subject that we'll do on how to do those effectively. But finding a place like that, and even a couple of consultants can even, stylists, sorry, can go together and do something like that. You can certainly offer up your home, but I find that people don't usually take advantage of it, and most of the time it's just an excuse. They're just feeling maybe a little uncomfortable, and so work at just making them feel super comfortable. I remember one time I set up my display, and the lady said, I honestly, you know, have a very, very small place. I said, well, just utilize what you have. And she did have a very small place, and we put some of the things on the kitchen table. She had this big piano sitting in her living room, which was funny. So obviously that was a very important thing for them because it took up a lot of that area. And I said to her, we'll just utilize the piano. And I put a cloth down over the top of it, and we displayed some of the items on it, and people walked around and everything was fine. So I think it's making people just assuring them that we'll make it work no matter what. I have done boutiques in every absolute, you know, size of home that you can imagine. And that's what's really so incredible about our product is it takes up very little space at all.
True, 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 true. Okay, last question, and that is it better, instead of shopping from the catalog, that they would go to the computer and shop from there, since there's more styles available online?
You're killing me tonight, Deanna.
I can answer it.
Okay.
I would say no. If you're at a home boutique and your guests are there and you have to show the variations of the product line, then if you let them go home and say they're going to shop, they might not shop. So your best bet is to get their order for that night and talk to them about having their own party so that they can get additional products and be exposed to more of the product line. You can follow up with these gals who shopped with you at the party, and you can send them your link later on and say, I just thought you might want to take a look at some additional items that are available on the website, and boom, they click on your link. That's how I would do it.
I agree with that 100%. I kind of misunderstood the question. I thought she was asking, do you have a laptop there and show them all of the rest of the choices as well? That's what I thought she was asking.
It might be part of the question in there, and I might have just kind of sandwiched it and excluded.
But you know what? I would give the answer regardless, and that is no. You've got plenty enough to choose from in the catalog. Why confuse that? Get their order that evening. And Deanna's absolutely right. You can say, after they've already, here's a receipt, you know what, especially if you're adding them to your newsletter, your VIP group, we have so many, you know, limited editions and so many really awesome things that come up available on our website.
Great. All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Belinda. Was there any last words you had for us before we all say goodbye?
The last words that I have for each and every one of you, I know many of you probably have never even done a style boutique, and you're thinking, oh, this is just really difficult. One of the things I did leave out this evening was the quiz, because I think that can be not set the stage for a really fun atmosphere. We don't want to, you know, make customers decide that they're one style and not another style, and I just want them to have fun. What we did tonight is showed you a really simple, interactive, fun way for people to enjoy the products. And that's what a successful boutique or home party, whatever you want to call it, is all about. The guests want to engage, they want it to be fun, they want it to be short, they want it to be simple, and they want to see the product in action. So give them that. And all of you know how to do that. I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't say it just like her. You know, you will learn and you will practice. I would suggest taking So really number one was just set up. So you can't really have a card on that. But I would take the 6 key elements that I talked about. So hospitality, meet and greet, write down yourself, take a card and say, okay, I'm gonna make out a note card and I'm just gonna put a couple of things. Hi, my name is so-and-so. And then I would go to the next one, opening, and I would write out my opening. And you can go back and listen to this again. You can practice with that a bit and just rehearse. Put these on like little 3x5 cards. Then product, talk about here's my 3 styles I'm gonna show. Here's what I could say about those, like where you would wear this hairstyle or what it's really great for, and write out some notes for yourself. And then your booking talk, your sponsoring talk.